up against it with the Soul Eater passive pulling out for him, giving him some free lifesteal. And I think overall, though, GAM's still the heavy favorites. I mean, we just now saw Box even losing the game that they maybe should have won, but I am inclined to see how it will play out with this substitution come out, because as we see just now, it will actually be Kati on the Victor and Playcool, the substitute mid laner, substituting this time on the AD carry
Hi.
position. Maybe Style's
Okay.
just sick, and I don't mean sick in in the gameplay sense, but actually maybe he's just physically ill and was kind of feeling down for game one, and maybe we saw it in the
Sure
gameplay
thing.
to some extent. Might just be why they are
Oh, yeah.
feeling both mid laners this time.
So we do see Sunma indeed going for. We actually see Aerie picked up by both top laners. Kiaya going for it as well. So it will be the Spirit of Fire starting, playing it safe, chilling out for the first few levels. Style of Nass is the at least I expected. And
Full AP
so I
Nasus, let's go.
imagine this to be a moderately uninteresting early lane. Kiaya will obviously have the push. Is currently situating to try and take a bigger trade, although Sunma stepping all the way across. That's not your side of the rift, my man. Kiaya more than happy to
Oh no.
tell him that that is the case.
Bot
2/3 of
lane.
health already gone. And Nasus is not going to have the freedom to actually step up and auto-attack this wave to get that health back up.
I want to go further. He's not even in the experience range for some of those minions that just now got lasted. Either way, level 1 Ignite coming out, and this is just some trading damage in.
And this is a big trade, though. There is the damage being put forward. Zodiac forced to flash away from that early play. And madness on the map, just in general, Kati and Playcool and Zin. Maybe a substitute mid laner in the bot lane, but they are not shying away from this level 1 plays. Get the level 2 first, get that shove in, find those advantages. And this is actually somewhat reminiscent of game 1, GAM having push in all 3 lanes in the early game.
And what can this guy not do? I mean, he was just filling in for mid lane, did very, very well. This just now on the bot lane, also just a huge trade landing on Zodiac and Slows, and they aren't even a bad bot lane, right? I mean, here we see Kati's flash being forced by the ethereal chains from Nugu, and also Tommy, of course, hovering around. And I just gotta give some credit to Playcool. I mean, he just now plays a very good game in a different role, and he is not even a mainstay player in general in the VCS. That's definitely a good showing for him. Even if he won't ever find a starting spot on GAM, or at least not in the recent future, he definitely in this series alone kind of shows that he might just be a viable pickup for other VCS teams.
This is a showreel moment for Playcool. It's like, all right, I can play mid lane, I can play ADC, I can do both of these things. Sunma going to get forced out from underneath his tower, possibly. They're looking for the dive opportunity. There is the stun coming through. Kiaya tanks it up. Levi takes it down. Beautifully executed dive. Nugu will teleport in. But Kiaya is already out. Levi should just be a ward hop from safety. Amazing execution on that first dive.
Yeah, I was about to say that this guy dive might just be a tad too greedy as Kiara attacked the turret, but very clutch flash by him to deny that last turret shot animation to really go through. So definitely very clean play by them. Also forcing the teleport from Nugu, who kind of now is in the wrong spot, teleports to the top lane and just walks all the way back to the mid lane. And you see in this top lane CS department that Sunma is not having fun whatsoever. It's 3 CS to 18, even worse than last game. And this cannon, of course, with Doran's Blade Karlstad even now right now can definitely cash in big with 100 CS being completed for his side later on. And he definitely wants to keep doing what he just now did with harassing the Nasus, even zoning him away from the wave, maybe even from experience range. And this will definitely not be the early game that Sunma hoped for on this dog pickup.
No, yeah, he is in the doghouse right now. He is having a rough time. And Kiaya, meanwhile, is like, all right, Levi, thanks for coming top. Thanks for putting this guy in the ground. I'm gonna grab a call and chill for 15 minutes, and just continue this CS hegemonic domination in the top lane. Nugu, fair play to him though. I love the aggression in this matchup, although does need to be careful if Levi's showing up. Tomrio will be able to cover that one out. Zodiac actually spotting out Levi in his own jungle, and they're going to try and take some of this away from GAM's jungler, try and make an advantage for themselves. Because top lane, of course, is...
How far is the chicken chasing him, by the way? All the way to the river?
Yes.
To the halfway point. Yeah, all the way. And now they need to get something out of it. Carti's flashless.
Oh, Carti trying to find the catch. Levi is able to jump forwards. Nugu going to be able to take that one down, but Zin and Playcool are coming into the mid lane. Flash comes out from Tomrio, but the damage is there. Playcool will take it down, and Zodiac, you're on the wrong side of the map, my man. Does not have Flash available, but should be able to use the grand entrance to get out. Gets to the blast code. We'll be able to get to safety. The zap lands, though. Slodes is going to look to try and trade this one forwards. Zodiac is able to get out. That's good map movements from GAM to respond to that play.
Yeah, and first of all, I think Box Esports were fine to really go for this one, but they definitely didn't really get the results out of it. Luckily for them, Victor not getting an assist before really falling down, so it was not really any close evolution stacks taken for the side of Carti, but Playcool here with his first kill. We see the play again as they first of all collapse onto Carti, who is of course a flashless Victor. Easy target for them, but Levi is ready for the safeguard to at least delay this play a little bit. And now the Zenith Blade coming out from Zin, they get all the damage onto Tomio, kill him off with Playcool's Warheads, and it's just 1-for-1 at the bigger stage of the play. But here we see, or don't see, as Tomio falls to Carti's laser, and that's plus 25 for the victor.
Poor Summer. I just looked up towards the top side. Levi was there. He had to fall all the way back to his inner turret. He's getting dove again. Levi picks up a second one in the top lane. Every dog has his day, and that day is not today for Summer.
That's kind of the poor thing, right? Like, even if he would get to sit there and scale, he doesn't even get that one as he gets dove right here. But here we see how they really play it out onto Tomrio. He just goes for his own quacks, but Carti's ready for the play with the blast plant, and it's just too much damage. Level 4 Wukong in general not really faring well against these AP champions, just easily falls prey to the Chaos Storm and Deathwave combination from Carti, and yeah, just a poor man. And I wanted to make another point about this Nasus fight. I mean, even if he would get to like farm his Q, his defaulting strike a little bit more, he's a champion with very low defensive or utility in general, and that just might just be so detrimental. By Tomio, at least on the Malphite, he could always just be the old bot, be the one to just use the ground slam and reduce the attack speed of all the members around him. But Nasus is kind of just sitting there and just being a target for the enemy team if he would ever get to go for these group situations. And GAM is just so far ahead right now. This might just be more of the game we expected from GAM versus Box.
This is kind of what you were saying, well, we were saying about about the Malphite in game 1. There's no way, even if you fall 40 CS behind, there is no way you're going to be useless in the game because you are tanky, you have that ultimate to make things happen. This Nasus presses Wither on one target, maybe hits ultimate and does a little bit of damage, but like you haven't got a Sheen, you haven't got anything, you've got double Dorans again.
The armor shred from the E.
Yeah, like
that's basically it.
You may be shocked by this, Quincy, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, rightfully so. I'm also not convinced either. I wasn't even trying to convince you there. However, this game is kind of mirroring game 1, the losing team picking up the first wake, but GAM just doesn't care, right? I mean, they got the Herald in the meantime. They can easily just crush this dog in the top lane once again. However,
Kiaya is proxying.
Flashback up. Yeah, Kiaya is
proxying.
He's showing no respect to Summer, and Summer doesn't deserve it so far. He also just flashed again. He's level 5 against level 8. What?
There's a stun. Stuck under the tower.
Maybe he even has to ult for HP.
He's already down. Whoa. There comes the... Oh, that was probably the most clutch Nasus ult I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was already seeing that Nasus right there, and Summer disagreed. He just at least ults for HP, which I saw initially, of course, but ultimately the damage is still done in the little sense and also in the more bigger picture sense, as he's down 35 CS to 83 and some platings and some assist money. This man is suffering. I mean, he just now finished his mercs. He has no damage whatsoever. I mean, just 2 Doran swings for his Spirit Fire, and he didn't really get to bonk anyone, and you pick Nasus to bonk people around, and he just can't do that.
Fury of the Sands is
42 stacks.
Yep, that seems about right. Fear of the Sands is feeling a lot more like, you know, like I'm trying to think, like a chihuahua bark of the Sands. It's not. Yeah, this is
14 last hits with Q. That's not much for 10 minutes of game time.
No. Yeah, I can't remember what the official, like, I think the number is, if you were doing sort of the solo queue Nasus thing, that you expect to have
100 per 10 minutes at least.
If you were going for the Q max Nasus. Oh no, wait, Levi's here again. He's already dead. Stop it. This is.
It's just kicking a dead horse. Yeah, or in this case, a dead dog. Yeah, he's 0-3 right now. He didn't get to stack anything, and he's basically just not a champion. When I win on Malphite, he would just be the old bot at least. But yeah, I mean, yeah, walk up to a team fight, phone E4 W if you can, because he might just die if you step in with the range. So it will just maybe be very much hard for them. And this is how a top team versus a bottom team should look like.
Game one looked surprisingly close. Playcool is going to be engaged upon towards the bot side, is able to flash away from the engage. Solar Flare from Xin will keep him safe. And, well, when you cook, Quincy, sometimes you make a delicious masterpiece. Sometimes you make Michelin star worthy food. And sometimes you leave it in the oven for an hour too long and it is unrecognizable. And this game, unfortunately, MGN Esports concoction is looking a lot more of the latter than the former, I'm afraid. Levi able to ward hop away from the grand entrance of Zodiac. And remember that MGN Boxing Game 1 had the advantage, but it was usually it was around a K, and they kept it around a K for about 20 minutes. It's 4.5K at 12 minutes for GAM. And as you said, this illustrates the difference between the caliber of teams.
This lead already, even before this turret fault, is 50% more than the whole lead of Box Esports was all game last game. It was looking pretty decently for them, and this game, I mean, it's just a very one-sided story so far, as we see really playing
cares
out.
So little that Carty was stood under the mid lane turret, taking tower hits, because
I mean, why not?
He knew he
who's really threatening him? Yeah, nobody really threatening him whatsoever. As GAM just takes 2 turrets right now. First turret, bonus gold.
I would love to see the individual gold.
Yeah, they should just be 1k up per person.
Oh, hello.
False.
That was. I was confused for a second. It just looked as though Playcool had picked up the Crown of the Shatter Queen. It's not. Carty is the one who picks that one up. Respecting the burst that can come out from Nugu, I like it. Although, speaking of Nugu, is possibly in a little bit of trouble in the mid lane. Distortion will get him out some ways. There is a Soul Flare coming forwards. Levi already on the engage, following that one through, immediately out, but Xin is on the chase. Flashes forwards. You can be as tricky as you like. You are not surviving this one, my friend. Nugu trying to make his way out. Death Rocket from Playcool. No cool plays for you, Nugu. You get taken down. And another one on the board for GAM.
And here we see how Playcool that in the earlier play. I mean, it's just a nice dive. I mean, at least like... I mean, if a team gets smacked like this, I want to like praise at least the few positive things I can say about them. That was a clean 2v1 dive by the bot lane. Playcool not really respecting that one, and kind of got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And the cookie jar was just picking up the wave at his own turret. That's just how Zaya Khan can really play out. But Playcool, of course, kind of redeeming himself, picking up this super mega death rocket snipe on towards Nugu, who was getting chased down by Levi and Xin for a long time.
Carty feeling himself right here. 3 members towards the bot side. That's the overconfidence that'll get you killed. Slows does not even drop. Tom Rio and Zodiac say, I got you, bro. We'll take that one down. Levi, however, does detect that as an opportunity to take down their first Drake of the game. Will do so. The 14.5 minute mark. And the gold lead continues to extend. It's just bleeding from the top side right now.
And I hate to say this, but I think maybe I shouldn't really criticize Carty too much for that play. Was it overconfident? I think it was, but I mean, he at least didn't really expand his flash, and Tomio did. Zodiac also using his ignite, and he just bought a distraction and just some time for Levi to take this dragon. I think overall GAM is more than okay with that one. As of course Carty drops his HP bar to 0 with that play, but speaking of that though, it's still 6,000 gold lead for the side of GAM. They equalize the Drake score, so even a quick Drake soul stake win condition for Box Esports is out of the window, out of the question for now.
Yep.
And GAM can just show Box how it really is to be played if you get donated an early gold lead.
Yep, show it that it really do go down. And there's a brief moment with Kiaya in the mid lane, a brief scant moment of respite for Sunma to get a little bit of farm towards the top side, but is still nearly being doubled in CS by this Kennen. GAM will also step in, take down the second Rift Herald of the game. No plates to speak of, but there's plenty of turrets still waiting to be opened up. Top and mid lane are already gone. Could look to make it into a tier 2, could look to close out that last in the outer ring of tier 1s.
Yeah, probably will just go for that one, as of course the outer turrets are easier to take than the inner ones, and with Nasus just farming, maybe even freezing the wave a little bit on this top side, he will just, I mean, of course, reap the sacrifices of that one, as while he's freezing, he can't really apply pressure on the map. That's something that GAM can abuse, and they just go for this Herald charge. It is a second Herald, but that just means no platings whatsoever are there. And they, with guiding this push, can just easily go for the inhibitor turret, maybe even the inhibitor. However, that one would be very, very early, and that would just give free experience to the side of box. But if you're that confident in finishing, you might as well just take the inhib.
The inhibitor gets taken down at 16 minutes. As you say, normally a bad idea. There's the engage coming forward. Zodiac managing to lock up several members of GAM, but they are so far ahead. Levi heals up basically half of his health with the Gore Drinker. Tomrio being chased underneath his own Nexus. Flash gets slows away from the Super Mega Death Rocket of Playcool, and GAM, they aren't playing around this game. 5 members in the mid lane at 16.5 minutes. They are looking to end this one.
They're looking to end this one right here, right now. It's 5 versus 3 with that huge gold lead. The wave being pretty thin, but they can just go for the second Nexus turret, and they might just end the game right here. This is a quick one.
And this is a quick one indeed. Not quite a dancing Shirley, unfortunately. But GAM still looking to close this one out. MBE are actually respawning here, though. Carti will get taken down. They're still trying to hammer down on this Nexus. They aren't able to do it. The respawns come through. 3 members of GAM will fall for their hubris. Kiaya and Playcool able to get out. Detective Sunma is on the case. He finds absolutely no clues in the jungle as Playcool makes it back to base.
And this is them just dropping 3 huge shutdowns to the side of Vox Esports. Yeah, and the inhibitor, I said before, now GAM is kind of on the clock because you give free XP and free gold with the super minions to the side of Vox while you cannot pressure the Baron just yet. You still need more than 2 full minutes before the Baron even spawns. And I think they could have ended. I mean, there was still like some HP on Playcool and also on, I think, Kiaya. Just all mashed your
they were trying to style on them a little bit too hard.
Yeah, I also think you get kind of indecisive while you are finishing and they are respawning, as you were like deciding between, do we fight champions or do we just hit structures? And here we see double kill from Playcool coming out. This is what ultimately believed that they could go for the end. Gotta say though, the Nexus is still naked, no turrets being there, and they have the super minion wave for this situation especially. They can just maybe right now just go for the right click Nexus kind of strategy, because ultimately it didn't really heal back up much.
Ooh, the catch gets found, the engage onto Kiaya. It's not enough, he doesn't even go down. 2 members already dropping. The remaining members of MBE will be forced to the 4 wins, and GAM will indeed close out the game. 18.5 minutes, and that's a much more convincing way to end the series.